Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to edit your timedate.cpl. I've done a manual tutorial which you can find here. Just type in how to edit the images in your timedate.cpl on Google, and the first entry there you can just click, and there you will find my tutorial that I did earlier. So if you have time and you want to go through the entire tutorial, this would be where you can find it on Creativix. So, what is a timedate.cpl? Your timedate.cpl has all the images that your time and date shows on your system over here. So to change these images is what this tutorial is all about. Now there are a few things that you will have to do before we can even start. Firstly, you will have to download Restorator. They offer a trial version. You can either go to their website and download it from there, or you can come to this tutorial on Creativix and download the trial version from there. First, what you will need to do is to disable your user account control settings. Go to your control panel, go to user accounts, change user account control settings, slide the little arrow or bar right down to never notify, and click OK. For this to take place, you'll have to reboot your system. When you have finished rebooting and you are back, you will now have to determine first of all whether you are running on a 32-bit or 64-bit system. This is very important for if you're on a 64-bit system, you will have to change the images in two folders. I will get back to that a bit later on. To see what kind of system you have, go to Control Panel, System, and over here you will see exactly what system you are running. I am on a 64-bit system. So for the sake of this tutorial, we will assume that you run a 32-bit system. So first of all, now you will have to download the Take Ownership registry files so that you can take ownership of these files in your system. You can also get these registry files from within this tutorial. Take ownership right. Download that, and in that folder there are two registry files. Install Take Ownership Reg or remove Take Ownership.reg. Just double click the Install Take Ownership Reg and just follow the prompts and it will install it on your system. After that, you will see in your right click context menu that you will have whenever you're on a folder, you will have Take Ownership in there. Okay, so now that you have installed that and you have Restorator installed, we can continue with the tutorial. So open your computer, your C drive, go to Windows, scroll down to System 32, and what you have to do there now is on System 32 right click and click on Take Ownership. I have done this already, so I won't do it again, but when you click this you will see a window popping up and lots of files running through it. This is your system busy updating and taking ownership of everything. So please be patient while this is running, because this can take a while, because the System 32 folder is pretty big. So after you've done that, you've taken control of your System32 folder, you can open it, scroll down to where timedate.cpl is, pretty far down. There we go, timedate.cpl. Right click on it, click copy, minimize this and paste. Right click, paste. So now we have our timedate.cpl on our desktop. The next thing you have to do is, again, right click on your desktop, click select new, click folder, and just name that folder to whatever. We'll just rename it to timedate images. Now to open our timedate.cpl, you can right click on it, and if you have Restorator installed already and have used it, you can just go to open with, and in there you can select Restorator. Alternatively, what you can do is just open Restorator, click on file, click on open, and then open this timedate.cpl from within Restorator. So when you have Restorator open, you will see over here we have the timedate.cpl. On the little arrow on the right, click it to expand it, and here on PNG file, on that arrow you can expand it. Now here you see all the images that are currently on my system. Yours will probably still have the default images for your timedate.cpl. So now we want to extract these images. So click back on PNG file, right click it, and go to extract, and extract all of type PNG file. Select that. Now we have to search for the folder that we created, the new folder we created on our desktop. So I'm just going to look for that one quickly, and there we go, timedate images. So just select it and click OK. So what it has done now is it has extracted all these images, all those images, into this folder. So now if you have any images from one of our other themes or any other theme that includes these timedate.cpl images, you can just basically copy and paste them into this folder here and replace the ones that's in here. Or you can just open one of these images and edit it, but just remember that the dimension of all of these images has to be the same, and they have to be in PNG format for them to work. So as you can see here, when I hover, the dimension is 130 by 130. This is just the center one. It's the dimensions also, you will see 130 by 130, 104 by 104. So make sure that all your dimensions are exactly the same when you edit these images. So now when you have finished editing these images, you can just close the folder, and now what you do is on the same spot, go to PNG file, and this time you go to assign. So auto assign all of type PNG file. Again, search for the folder on your desktop. There we go, and click OK, and it will now drag all those images into the timedate.cpl, and you will see these will now be the different ones. I'm just using the same ones for the sake of the tutorial. So now when you're finished with that and all the images are in here, you just go to file and click on save. Restorator will now make a backup of the original timedate.cpl and then of the new one here. So coming up next, right click on your edited timedate.cpl, click copy, and open the System32 folder from where you took your original one. Now there we have it. So what you do now is rename your original timedate.cpl to just at the end put BAG in. So it will be timedate.cpl not BAG, sorry, BAK. To rename it, you can just right click it and select rename, or you can just click it and wait a minute and click it again, and then just scroll over it and rename it. After you've renamed it, you then right click in an open space in your system32 folder and select paste. This will then paste your timedate.cpl into your system32 folder, the one that you have edited now, and then you are done. That's basically it. If you run a 64-bit system like I do, then you have to do exactly the same procedure as what I've explained to you now. What we did for the system32 folder, you then have to also do for the syswow 64-bit folder, 64 folder. So open that. You have to also take on ownership of this folder also. Again, go down, look for your timedate.cpl. There we go. Copy it, paste it on your desktop, open it with Restorator, replace the images, same thing, save it, rename the old one to BAK at the end, paste in your new one. Just remember, very important is that you cannot use the same timedate.cpl you've used in your system32 in your syswow 64 folder. You have to edit both of these files separately, otherwise it will not work. Another thing to remember is also that you cannot use somebody else's timedate.cpl. So you can't ask your friend that has some nice images on his time date to send his timedate.cpls to you, because they won't work. You need to edit your own systems, or you have to find originals from Microsoft and use them. Now when you're finished with this, also if you finish in your system32 folder, if you're on a 32-bit system, you are done. You can now just close everything and reboot your system. After you've rebooted, you will see your images would have changed in here. If you have any problems or it won't show or anything is wrong, then you can just go back into your system32 folder or syswow 64 folder and just delete the one that you've placed in here, and then just rename the one that you've named BAK at the end, and just take that BAK out and then just have your the CPL one back again, and that's it. After you've rebooted and it works, then just go back into your control panel to user account and go back to change user account settings and put it wherever you had it before and restart your system again. Thanks, and don't forget to visit us at Creativix, the largest Windows 7 visual styles custom designed theming site in the world. 60,000 plus members, so please come and join us there. Thank you.